Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss Act 5 of William Shakespeare's play Julius Caesar. This act presents the final catastrophe of the play and shows how the conspirators meet their tragic end. Let's begin. First of all, let's discuss the overview of Act 5. Act 5 takes place on the plains of Philippi. Here the armies of Brutus and Cassius face Antony and Octavius. The conspirators suffer a terrible defeat, and finally, the spirit of Caesar is victorious. This act completes the tragic pattern of the play. Here begins the summary of Act 5 Scene 1. Let's discuss the setting and opening of the scene. In Scene 1, both armies prepare for battle at Philippi. Brutus and Cassius arrive with their forces. Antony and Octavius are already waiting. Antony wants Octavius to take the left side of the field, but Octavius disagrees with Antony on this point. Their argument is cut short with the arrival of Brutus and Cassius, with whom they enter into a discussion. Next point is about the verbal confrontation. The leaders from both sides meet and exchange bitter insults. Antony accuses Brutus of being a hypocrite for killing Caesar. He also blames Casca for stabbing Caesar from behind like a coward. The scene shows deep hatred and hostility between the two sides. When Antony, Octavius and their army left the scene, Cassius now speaks about bad omens. Earlier, he follows Epicurus, who did not believe in sign or faith. But now Cassius fear that strange signs predict defeat and death. This change shows his growing sense of despair. Scene 1 ends like this. Brutus and Cassius discuss what they would do if they lose the battle. Brutus says he would never allow himself to be taken as a prisoner to Rome. They exchange a touching farewell, sensing that they may never meet again. And here begins the summary of Scene 2. In Scene 2, the battle begins. Brutus sends Messala with instructions to Cassius. Brutus wrongly believes that Octavius is weak, so he orders an immediate attack. Scene 2 is very short. Let's move to the summary of Scene 3. In another part of the battlefield, Antony's army defeats Cassius' troop. At the same time, Brutus' army defeats Octavius' soldiers. However, Brutus' men start looting instead of fighting. This allows Antony's force to surround Cassius. And next point is Cassius' tragic mistake. Cassius sends Titus to check the approaching soldiers. Pindarus reports that Titus is surrounded by cheering men. Cassius mistakenly believes that Titus has been captured. In despair, Cassius orders Pindarus to kill him and die, saying, "Caesar, thou art revenged." And then Titus soon returns with Messala and brings good news. He learns that Cassius is dead. Heartbroken, Titus kills himself with the same sword. Thus, two noble Romans die because of misunderstanding. This is the end of Scene 3. Let's see what's happened in Scene 4. In Scene 4, Brutus encourages his soldiers to fight bravely. Young Cato dies heroically. Lucilius pretends to be Brutus and is captured by their enemy, that is the army of Antony and Octavius. This act shows his great loyalty to Brutus. Antony arrives. Lucilius tells him that Brutus is still alive. Antony admires Lucilius' courage and loyalty. He orders his soldiers to search for Brutus and brings him alive. Here comes the last scene, Scene 5. In the final scene, Brutus is fleeing with his companions. He knows the battle is lost. Brutus asks Clytus and Dardanius to kill him, but both refuse. Next point is Brutus' death. Brutus remembers Caesar's ghost and realizes his death is near. He asks Strato to hold his sword. Brutus runs upon the sword and kills himself. He dies with honor and dignity. And what happened next? Antony and Octavius arrives and find Brutus dead. Antony calls Brutus the noblest Roman of them all. Students, please note down this point. Okay. He says Brutus acted for the good of Rome, not out of envy. Octavius orders a proper funeral for Brutus. This is the end of Act 5. To conclude, Act 5 shows the complete downfall of the conspirators. Caesar's spirit finally triumphs. The play ends with the order restored in Rome and the victory of Antony and Octavius. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe. All the best, dears.